Now, the return of the Premier League this weekend. Newcastle haven't won in the league since beating Nottingham Forest in the first match of the season. Eddie Howe will be hoping to get that elusive second win tomorrow as Newcastle go to Fulham. But Howe has been talking this morning about how tough the international break has been for his squad.
Bruno's trained with us. Had a couple of difficult calls during the international break to say players had various things that happened to various players. So we were concerned for Bruno, but he's come back and the scan was good. So he's trained and he's trained well. Obviously, it's slightly disruptive for him because these 2 weeks were really important in terms of his training and getting his match sharpness back. But he's physically fine.
And will he be in your squad for Fulham?
Yeah, he's in the squad.
Alexander Isak, another player who had to withdraw from international duty. What's the situation with him?
Yeah, he picked up an injury training with Sweden. So he's come back. The scan doesn't look too bad. So we're not overly concerned that it's a long injury. But with any muscle injury, there's always a slight period where you have to be careful. But he's out running on grass, so he's looking good at the moment.
And where is Alan Saint-Maximin in his recovery from the hamstring injury he's had?
Yeah, he's doing well. He's had a period away. He's come back and he's close, very close. It's how we view things. There's a lot of moving parts with us at the moment. So I am being vague, but I'm being vague because there's a lot of player situations that are slightly unclear as we go into the game. Alan will be one of them. I'll know more after today.
Has everyone else who's been away come back okay, as far as you're aware?
Well, there's Chris Wood came off with a rib problem, so he took a knock in the game. Again, that's another player we make a very late decision on.
The club announced this morning, Friday morning, that they had agreed a deal for the 18-year-old Australian player Garang Kuol, who'll join in January. Can you tell us how excited you are by him?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I mean, he's a young player of huge potential. I think it's a show really from the club and myself where we want to go in terms of signing young players and trying to develop them in our system for them to be Premier League players in the future. So he's had a dramatic rise and he's in a position that obviously excites everybody, but there needs to be some patience shown. He's Touchwood will look after him and go out on loan. He'll learn and develop behind the scenes, and then hopefully when he comes here he can play a part in our future.
What was this situation with Sven Botman during the international break? Because I think he didn't go away with the Dutch under-21 squad, with the suggestion being that he wanted to focus on training with you at Newcastle. Yeah,
I think everything gets blown out of all proportion. I think Sven was keen to continue his learning and development here in terms of adjusting to the Premier League. I think he's done that really well. But certainly from the 2 weeks he's had with us, he's trained excellently, and I think it's really benefited him. So yeah, we were pleased to keep him because you have that control over what they're doing when they're here.
You've changed your central defenders a few times this season, and Botman, I think, has started 4 of the 7 Premier League matches. When he hasn't been in the team, how pleased have you been with the way that he has taken that news and responded?
Yeah, I think he understands. I mean, I think we talked at length before he came here about our vision and our plan for him, and it was never going to be a case that he was going to step in and play every minute of every game. Coming to a new league, being young and learning everything that he needs to learn about the league and his teammates. And also respecting the players that did so well for us at the back end of last season as well. I think you have to earn your place and fight for your place and show that you're better than the other players. In saying that, I've been very pleased with how he's adapted, developed. I'm really excited about what he's going to become for us in the future.
And finally, this next stage of the season before you break for the World Cup, you've got 8 Premier League matches. How critical is it going to be for you when it comes to trying to get the team and the club where you'd like to be?
It's a key spell for us. I think the first 7 games have been very, very positive in lots of aspects of the play, maybe not in terms of the point delivery and the amount of games that we've won. So we have to be very mindful of that. We obviously want to win. We're desperate to win. We're desperate to achieve great things. But we have to be careful we don't overreact to the fact that we haven't maybe won the games that we wanted to do and not veer off track from what is a lot of positives. But ultimately we know what we're going to be judged on, and we have to turn those draws into wins.
Thanks very much.
Morning, Eddie. You've spoke there quite a lot about the injury situation and going through all the individual players. How difficult has it been to sort of manage as a whole these last few weeks so early in the season?
Yeah, I've got to say, when most people say over the international break you'll have a nice relaxing couple of weeks, it's been anything but for me. It was a very difficult early part of the international break, because you're always concerned when your players go away. You always want them to come back in good health and having enjoyed playing for their country in physically good condition, and it was disruptive. But it's over now, it's done, and we pick up. But there's no excuses from me about anything that's happened. We have to have the group that we have, and I'm confident with the players that we have that we can attack these 8 games between now and the World Cup. And certainly we need to try and get everybody fit. We're in the process of trying to do that. When we do, we've got a great squad.